Gemini Rising, this is your monthly tarot reading. Hopeless, harmony. That's a weird dichotomy to be pulled. Loss, depression, and the S word. And harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. And like a yo-yo effect or something going on with you this month. I don't know. Let's see. You show up as the Two of Cups, so this could be about your relationship or just like these two emotional states. Eight of Pentacles, this ongoing situation could have to do with work. Three of Pentacles, you're also, again, another work card, but like building in mastery or having a skill or talent that you're approached by other people. Like people want to get your goods and services, or they want to tap you for your knowledge. Seven of Swords, you've got a unique way of doing something. A strategy, a special strategy, your own way of moving. Hierophant at the base. Yeah, it's not anything like non-traditional. It's more just you keep it to yourself. It's secretive. You know it can make you money. All right. So that's where you show up at the beginning of the read. So what do you own that's relevant to this reading? Gemini Rising. What do you own right now that's relevant? Eight of Cups reversed, Two of Wands reversed. This is aimless energy here, very aimless. So there's something in the past that's difficult for you to let go of. You don't really have any plans to move forward. You don't feel like you're ready or you're able to move forward. And then ending off with the Four of Cups, there's been failure in the past. And because of that, it's like, why even try? And is it worth it? Was it worth my time? Ten of Swords reversed. It's self-defeating attitude, self-defeating mentality. So what do you need to change? What needs to change in your life right now? What has the potential for change? The Empress. What about the Empress? Your ability to receive, Page of Cups, bad news. How you process negative things happening in your life. And Strength on the reverse. It's also about your discipline or lack thereof. How you speak to yourself, your inner world, and how much self-restraint you have and the way that you think and what you allow yourself to think about. Even what's going on at the base at home. Queen of Cups. It's a lot of emotional instability, not a lot of emotional support there. Ten of Pentacles. You could have be living with family right now, or living with coworkers, or like a much larger group of people that are both older and younger than you. Maybe both, maybe one. Either way, there's this whole hierarchy of other people with other needs and other purposes and other shit going on. And then you're here just like emotionally unstable and trying to keep everything to yourself. It's like you have a lot to offer here. If I go back to this, it's like, yes, you have this emotional instability and kind of wavering here and there between all is well and I'm doing good, but then also like I'm about to risk it all or lose it all, or everything's going terribly, right? And like you're still showing up as someone that like does have a fantastic work effort, has a lot to offer other people. It's an ongoing situation with the Devil at the base of the deck right there. Something that you've gotten into this negative feedback loop. Let's skip out of the reading for a second here and go to clarifying life situations. What does the Devil represent for Gemini Rising at this time? Open to receive. Invite abundance with open arms. Embrace the blessings waiting to flow into your life. That's Empress to a T, which is being able to receive both blessings and negativity. Like whatever happens, you're facing it head on. You're accepting it for what it is. You're not making judgment calls on it. Honest echoes. Listen to the whispers of your heart, for you know the whole truth. So that's down to, at some level. Oh, interesting. At some level, you have the intuition, but you're denying it. And I also have walking unscathed. You're fortunate a trap was laid out for you, but you were too smart to fall for it. That's interesting. Okay. Full reverse. Yeah, a pretty serious situation. Why? Who did it? Who did it? Let's see if I can get anything on that. Who was laying a trap for Gemini rising? Who or what? Addiction, self-pity. Okay. A warrior also comes out. Stoicism, self-sacrifice. So a lot of something sacrificing energy, sacrificing person. Someone who is addicted to their own sacrificing energy came against you. Now that's fucking weird as hell. What does that mean? Two of Swords. They wanted to keep you from making definitive decisions in your life. Stoicism, toughness. Why were they coming after Gemini rising? This sacrificing energy. Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands. They wanted to burden them. Ooh, you're about to break out of this cycle. Okay, so I feel like this probably wasn't a person. I kind of got that from the beginning, but wanted to be sure. They wanted to burden you with the feeling that you're wrong, that you're, it's just like, it hurts to even say that. That's crazy. Yeah, you're just about to break through this shit. All right, get the fuck out of here. You're about to break through this. You're about to make a major breakthrough, and you've been protected from the worst of what this like negative energy was trying to do. So thank your guides, thank your loved ones, man. They're out here looking for you. Seven of Swords. They're not going to let anyone come against you secretively. Period. Okay, so what do you need to have the courage to do in June or whenever it is that you're seeing this? Gemini rising, because you're almost on a breakthrough. It's very spiritual and metaphorical type energy, or reading in general. It's the whole story. Okay. So the star, breakout, have hope, first of all. Have hope and have faith as well. So this is the star, you're putting yourself on display and becoming more, allowing yourself to be seen more. Also, with the moon, it's like dip your toe in. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's a lot of clarity here for you. You already know, like we got before, you already know what to do. Three of Swords reversed, there's a lot of healing. King of Swords, that's you. You've healed your heartbreak. There's clarity now. You know where you need to go. Six of Pentacles, there'll be people to help you along the way. You can't get energy in if you don't give energy out. And that's kind of the whole story of this, is you've gone through a period of, you know, Queen of Cups reverse, right? Like you're kind of becoming a recluse here, or have been, to protect your heart and to deal with like this yo-yo effect of like sometimes you're like at peace and you're doing well because maybe you feel it's like you've withdrawn so no one's bothering you, but you also feel relatively good, and that's because you've done the healing work and been through that journey. But there's still a little bit more work to be done in the way that your ability, how able are you to receive emotions from other people, both good and bad? Can you take it as it comes and still remain centered? And your King of Swords, like, you know, wise judgment, high intelligence, you know, decent communicator, excellent thinker, just sharp, and good judgment. Just good judgment. You have good judgment, better than most. Okay, better than most. And it's time to tap into that and trust that, because ultimately, like, to move forward, there needs to be more give and take. And right now, you're not open to taking because you're afraid that it's going to be negative and it's going to feel bad and it's going to hurt you emotionally on an emotional level, and you feel vulnerable there. Nine of Wands reversed. You got to let down your defenses. Because for the Six of Pentacles to work, there has to be a give and take. You have to send out energy, or send out a conversation, send out a text, send out anything, like literally anything, negative, positive, doesn't fucking matter. You just need to feed energy into the system in order to get any back. So right now you're just caught in this negative loop of depression, and then you're like, okay, but I'm good. And then like you've learned this massively important skill to be able to like heal and self-heal and self-soothe. But I mean, you're not going to see any progression in life. You're not going to see anyone coming to grab your fucking goods and services and be like, yo, Gemini Rising, you're really fucking cool. I want you to work with me on this, or I want to pay you to do that, or I want to, hang out with you more. I'm interested in a relationship, or whatever it is, like whatever it is that you're looking for. You've got to put something out there to receive something. And again, that it all goes back to your ability to receive. How open are you to other people? How strong can you be to remain centered no matter what other people give back? King of Cups, that's holding and taking that emotional wisdom forward with you out into the world. Sensitive and kind, but protected. You're not going to get embroiled in some crazy bullshit because you've come too far and you know too much at this point. Four of Swords, you've done your time resting, you have new knowledge, you've reached a new level. What's something that has escaped your perception? Okay. So we've got Nine of Cups, Three of Cups reversed, Chariot reversed, Tower. Okay, so this is sort of like a little bit of a word of warning here for you, is by not making commitments, you're jeopardizing your wish fulfillment. You're not able to have the support of others. What you want to create is the wish fulfillment thing. Like, you can't do it as an island. You need the energy and input of other people. It doesn't mean that like you hand over the keys to the castle to somebody else, but it does mean that energy needs to be shared. It needs to get moving. It needs to be moving around. And it's something that is ultimately outside of your control. And being delusional about it and thinking that you can do it all on your own as an island, without anyone's input, without making commitments to anyone, without teaching others or being taught by others. That's putting you in extreme ways, an extreme place of delusion and detachment from reality. So I see a kind of a whole story here of a denial of reality. And it's not like, and that sounds harsh as fuck. Like, I don't think that this is something that's that serious. It's just like a little bit of like hey, you are honestly like pretty clear-sighted and logical, but you do have the potential to go down this road of being delusional and detached from reality, and you can mess yourself up here. Okay, you can mess yourself up if you continue to feel that you can't handle just basic interaction with people. It's tough to explain this. It's very nuanced. Like, I can see what it looks like. Like I'm using the anime card. So like maybe I'll use like a metaphor from that. So because you're feeling like you don't want to interact with normies, or maybe people that might judge you for some of your more unconventional interest, or the way you might communicate, the way you might look, then you become an otaku. You're just at the house 24/7 in the darkness, just watching like very niche types of anime, or like God knows what else, right? So and that has a way of spiraling. I really think this is like a cautionary tale of just like, hey, just so you know, if you continue to go down this path of being too afraid to interact with people and accept that not everybody's going to like you, but like in general, like you're good, there's nothing really to worry about. But Just so you know, things can become very unbalanced. Justice reversed. Things can become very extreme. Temperance reverse was in there too. It's all the Delulu cards coming out, okay? So, who's the most important, relevant person to you, Gemini rising, in terms of the Six of Swords? Someone that you had to either run away from or they ran away from you, that it was like a bad ending. Page of Pentacles, there was a lot that you learned from that situation. Two of Swords, that is also what's causing you a lot of hesitancy. And maybe this person was more, I feel that like, however things ended, like this is an ex probably or something, but take it as it resonates, I guess. But however things ended between you, it was like all right, shit's bad, like, okay, we're cutting it off, somebody ghosted, or it was just like a abrupt ending. There was a lot for you to learn from this person. I do feel like they were probably more superficial or more childlike in their understanding than you are. You're over here as the King of Swords, which is very intellectual, and you have your own guiding light and more of a sense of self. You're also introspective and have consciousness. Consciousness, not conscience. Like, oh, here's the alien. Oh God, no, the angel on my shoulder, or the devil. And they're both saying not conscience. Consciousness, meaning that you can think critically about the way that you respond and react to things rather than doing everything instinctually and through emotions and passion and drive and yeah, animal instincts. Like we're elevated above that, right? This person is more childlike in that way, where they didn't really have that consciousness. You learned a lot from this experience, but it also put you at a crossroads and it made it difficult for you to move forward. Why is that? Because Nine of Cups, they weren't very fucking nice by the end. Things really started to hurt feelings, and it felt like whatever emotional offers you had put out on the table was kind of slapped out of your hand, where it was like you were saying, hey, regardless of whatever is going on, like, here's my love offer to you. And then that was like fuck off. I'm not communicating with you anymore. Page of Wands reverse, and then this person could have really assumed control over the relationship by its end when they really had no right to. It wasn't like a mutual, like, okay, obviously things aren't really working the way that we want to, so let's call things off or whatever. And I mean, I'm speaking about this in terms of a relationship. It could be a family relationship too. King of Wands reverse also coming up here. So this person could have really been like a narcissist. I mean, I don't know if they had the tendencies. Let's just give it that, where they would use emotions to manipulate. They would use control over the situation, speaking over you. There was a complex dynamic. Regardless, like, you've healed yourself from that, yet you're still at the crossroads because you don't want to again experience the desire to offer your emotions up to someone and have it slapped out your hand. And just like hold out that cup and then the person just like dumps it over your head. Like, you're afraid of that. That's literally like the roadblock here. So what do other people have waiting to offer or to give Gemini rising? Six of Wands reversed, humility, Seven of Cups. There's a great deal. Hangman, change in perspective. There's a lot of things out there that are waiting for you, okay? With humility, it's important to know that. It can really change your perspective. It can kind of eclipse this whole past pattern so that you don't ever have to like really go there again. But you need to be healed by the interaction with these people. You've done all you can do on your own. If you spend any more time on your own, you're going to end up like a fucking crazy hermit, right? Like, so you've got to go past that. But there's a lot of things out there for you to experience and explore and see and do. And like, that's fucking Gemini shit, right? Like, you're out here to like just have a taste of everything at the buffet, man. And yeah, don't miss out on that. Don't prevent yourself from seeing that. There's people out there who are depending on your input for their spiritual growth as well, and their material growth. You know, if you made some contracts with people, they're waiting on you, man. Like, come on, we're supposed to do this project together, and like, where are you at? Like, there's people that could really like come to depend on your energy, your insight, your intelligence, how hardworking you are, and how skilled and talented you are in certain ways. Like, they're looking for you. Five of Wands, they need your input. They need you to add to the melting pot of whatever it is they're working on. You know, I'm even like looking at like this little stone stack right here. It's just like, you know, you can't make the stack without all these different stones like kind of laying up together. I don't know. Anyway, gotta gotta put yourself out there to see what's out there. Why is the humility card here? I do want to know that. Like, why are we seeing humility as what others have to offer? Gemini. Dreamweaver. Dreaming and imagining, bringing powerful vision into reality. Welcome renewal. Allowing you energy to shape your path. So it's unknown what could be out there for you. And part of the functioning of the Empress here, and we're trying to allow new things to come in, is to not put any preconceived notions and judgments, but instead to have optimism and a good attitude about it. And, you know, that doesn't mean you let people take advantage of you. It doesn't mean that you don't see the red flags if there are any and things like that. I mean, again, this goes back, you have good judgment now. King of Swords, like, this situation taught you a lot about how people can be. It's just unlocking that last little bit of like being willing to give your cup out and offer your cup out to others, and know that it will always be renewed, like by your own self-love, by your connection with your guides and your higher self. And yeah, that's where it ultimately has always come from. Knight of Swords. Yeah. I think somewhere somewhere within that, there's something you could tap into about a desire to want to help others as well. And like just figure shit out. just figure shit out like a detective would, you know, or I don't know why I'm coming to that, but okay, so ninth position we're looking for. What are you learning right now? High Priestess. First of all, that you can always hold to your own innate intuition. And I think when you get in your head, and when any of us get in our head, we can start thinking that our like freak out thoughts, paranoid thoughts are our intuition. But when you know, it's something that's more rare, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. It's more powerful. It's unmistakable. So if there's things that you feel like, oh, my intuition's kind of telling me, or I think it's my intuition that's telling me, maybe I shouldn't go out with this person, or maybe I shouldn't go meet this person. Maybe I shouldn't go out to this party, or go, talk to this group of people over here, or let my freak flag fly in any shape or form, right? If you're feeling like you have an intuition about that, it's worth setting aside and trying as an experiment to see if that is actually intuition talking, or if it's fear and self-protection, because you do have an intuition to rely upon, but it's important that you understand like what that feels like, what that looks like when it's actually in operation. And in order to figure that out, you've got to experiment with it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So what's the end result for Gemini Rising if they attend to the reading? We've got 9 of Wands reverse, letting down your defenses, right? The Hermit reverse coming out from your Hermit. Look, this is literally it's literally an otaku girl. Like, I don't know what they would call a girl of that, but she's just like sitting here like slamming pizza. Look at her eyes, like all, like, oh, I'm tired. Like, this is what I'm talking about, you know, like you're stepping out of that. As long as you can just let down your defenses and like go outside your fucking bedroom, like you're gonna be good. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, that's wish fulfillment. That's finding your tribe as well. Queen of Pentacles comes back again. There's people who can help you financially and materially that you could rely on. There's people that you could build and create with. Yeah, just lower your expectations for other people is what I want to say. I think if you expect everyone to treat you some kind of way, and you know, if you've been spending a lot of time imagining best case scenarios, like, and make me up in your head, 25 on the clock. Um, I do that as well, but real people respond however the fuck they're gonna respond. It's okay. Just trust that you're safe no matter what because of your self-love and your strong intuition to keep you like physically safe. You're good. Other than that, people are going to say weird shit. They're going to do weird shit. You're not going to know what they mean by that. Maybe they mean some kind of ill will towards you. Maybe they don't. There's no reason to assume anything. You're just going out to gather information and just have a little bit of fun. All right. So, how are other people going to respond to you when you finally leave your bedroom, your house, or your hermitage? How will they respond to you? 3 of Wands. They'll also like have no expectations for you to act any kind of way. And Knight of Wands. They'll probably a couple different things. One, they might find you attractive and want to, you know, get together with you or whatever. But also like Knight of Wands, like, hey, let's just do something enthusiastic and impulsive and fun and exciting and like, let's just go for it. Devil reversed. Devil reversed. This breaks the chains. Ultimately, this breaks the chains. But people, there are other people involved that must be involved for you to break this cycle of the hopelessness and then peace and then hopelessness and then peace. And just like, there's only so much you can do on your own. You need the input and sharing and the magnetizing, like okay, so energy is like, if you're alone by yourself, you can get really charged up, but it's only coming from you, and you need other ingredients to work with to get into like a type of flow where you're actually able to create growth and progress for yourself and learning as well. So what are you letting go of? Page of Swords reverse. Negative self-talk, getting in your head about shit, being super judgmental. 2 of Pentacles reverse, feeling like you can't handle it, whatever it is, thinking that you're not enough, that you're going to have a breakdown or like whatever it is, all right? King of Pentacles. There might be someone pretty stable around that you could communicate with or hear communication from, like an elder person that has a lot of patience and wisdom and a lot of assets. They might have like, I'm kind of feeling like a nature reserve or like a park or some place that you could go to. Yeah, there's some, or like hear communication from them. Like there could be like somebody on YouTube that like has a channel where they're talking about things and they're in a park and they're like an older guy. I don't like, I don't know. There's somebody like that could help you, okay? So let's get a Witch's Moon Magic card. These are new cards for me, so I'm going to have to pull out the book on them, but that's all right because we're just going to try it out and see how it goes. So let's pull a card for Gemini Rising for what they're going through right now with the Moon Magic. Moon of Winds, Resurgence. Yo. All right. Okay. All right. I love that. Let's pull it up. Volatile, ride through the storm. Weather Witch, time to conform. Chaos magic, winds of fate, aspire to rise and recreate. This moon magic is said and done, so mote it be, with harm to none. Chains of restriction, self-imposed or otherwise, summon you to whip up a little wind magic and blow those who vex you off course. Listen to the whispers of the ancient ones through the breeze as the moon of winds sweeps through you, carrying all of the fresh promises of rebirth. Your time has come. Yeah, volatile outbursts and a constant gloomy outlook drive away that which you wish to draw near. Damn! The four winds can be called upon as follows. North wind, Boreas of sleet and snow, freeze anything that has to go. East wind, Euros of spring and showers, bless me with new fertile powers. South wind, notice of warmth and sun, bring me love, show me one. Show me the one. West wind, Zephyrus of fog and rain, heal my emotional pain. I have a feeling if you're in the southern hemisphere, you might want to reverse north and south, but other than that, that's dope as fuck. Okay, last thing, because we're getting into 30 minutes here, but I'm glad this reading came together nicely. Like I'm glad to get something positive here. So angels, ascended masters, and loved ones have a message for you. What is it? What has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. One more. Look around and find some signs the universe is speaking to you. Again, like you're tapped in, you are tapped in, but a lot of the mental, I can't do it, I'm afraid kind of stuff, you're getting that confused with your intuition. They are certainly different. And so it just takes a little bit of practice and experimentation to start to discern the difference between the two. So don't feel that you don't have an inner barometer to protect you. You do. That's ultimately what this whole reading is down to, other than getting out of your room or your house, like, and getting out there among the world. The whole thing boils down to you can trust that if something dangerous, like actually dangerous, was to happen, you would know it and there would be no question. But any of these other lesser like fears and worries and a little bit of anxiety, that's more internal workings about what you're telling your body. Make sure you're telling your body what you actually want to believe, which is that you're safe and you're smart and you're good. So if you like that, I also have love sign readings for all the Venus signs, and I published all of the sun sign year ahead readings. I'm going to have some pick a card soon, I think. And yeah, please like and subscribe. I hope that was helpful to you. And take good care of yourself until I see you next time. Bye.